What's going on? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost. I'm confused. Who am I? I come to you today in some of my most raw form. Some of my rawest form. Here I am before you today. For some reason, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make myself. No. Backtrack. There's 111 on the clock there. I'm gonna choose to love myself. I'm gonna put on a little outfit that I think is cute. I'm gonna put these cute little dangly plugs in, and I'm gonna go sit outside and I'm gonna talk to you. So you better be here with me, because I'm here with you. I wanna hang out right now. Me and you. Just us and anybody else you're with. We're hanging out. Because I need that. I need to hang out right now. Life is funny. Life is so funny, and it amazes me just how intelligent this experience is. The experience of being a human. You know, just the body itself is so wise, so ancient, so much more advanced than our silly little brain. One of my yoga teachers said, your brain is not the smartest person in the room, it's your body. And that stuck with me. As a person who used to use their intelligence almost as a defense mechanism, I used to think that I was so smart. And that came out of an inferiority complex. For some reason, that word's tripping me up right now. But you know what I'm saying. And really, our body has so much wisdom. It knows when the brain doesn't know. And it knows far beyond the brain's comprehension. Doesn't make much sense, does it? Of course it doesn't, because it's my brain talking to your brain. You know, a genuine thing that passed through my mind was, I can't film a video. I got this pimple on my face. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm doing it. And I doubt you even care about this pimple on my face. So I really want to talk about the concept of loving without attachment. Sorry. The cicadas, they're scary, right? Not just to me. They fumble, they bumble, they move around quickly. They're big. Sorry, they were just making disturbances up there. Love without attachment. Back into that. This is something that has come to me in the past year or so, year or two. And it seems like this muscle, I guess I'll call it, is really being put to the test in me right now. To love without attachment. Us wee little humans, we get so attached to things, don't we? We feel attachment to everything. And how do we step away from that? How do we give all of our love to something while also simultaneously accepting that it won't be ours forever? How do you give your whole heart to something that you know is going to leave? It's a tricky one, but it's something that will liberate you if you're able to come into a space where you can love without attachment. Another way you can look at it is detached compassion. Something that I strive for is to be detached, and not from a place of dissociation, not from a place of trauma and fear, rather a place of source love, a place of the highest compassion. Because your heart, which is your body, which is wiser than the mind, realizes that everything that we perceive around us will go. This body will go. The things I'm using to record this video will go. All these trees will go. All this grass will go. The clouds will go. The sun will go. At one point, the sun's gonna explode. You know, not anytime soon, but like eventually everything's gonna explode and everything's gonna go. And there's something kind of peaceful about that to me. Because all of the systems, all of the things that you feel pain from, they're all gonna go. But so are all the things that you love so deeply. Yeah, that love of your life, it's gonna go. Speaking from experience. Your favorite thing is gonna go. Your least favorite thing is gonna go too. So find peace in it. One of the things that helped me learn how to love without attachment was actually the game Animal Crossings. You're familiar with that? If you lived in 2020, you know what Animal Crossings is. And oddly enough, that's not when I played it. I ended up getting into it a couple years late, but nonetheless got into it, loved it. And one of the best things that came out of me playing that game was learning to put my all into something just to destroy it the next day. You know, the way I play the game is I focus on the decoration and I look at it like it's a job. You know, I'm like, I'm going to work. I'm making this shit look good, the best that I can. And I'd put so many hours into this one build, and then the next day I'd be like, I don't like it. And then I'd flatten and destroy the whole thing. Rinse, repeat. It got to the point where I finished the whole island, and then I was like, let's do a different one. And then I wiped the same island, like I removed everything, flattened it out, started over. And that taught me that I don't have to focus so much on the outcome. Instead, I can enjoy the present moment. And by coming into the present moment, that's actually where you find your happiness. That's where you find your peace. That's where you find bliss. That's where you find everything, because there is no past, there is no future. All we have is now. All we have is now. So thank you for in this moment here, you're with me. Thank you. And in my present moment, I'm looking around and I'm seeing trees and I feel the breeze on my skin and I feel the steady, sturdy earth beneath me, and I'm looking at the clouds above. And I realize everything's okay. My body feels safe. Even though my mind could come up with 30,000 different narratives of why it's not okay right now. Let me actually drop into my body, recognize my present, I am safe. You know, media, social media, especially the news, like traditional outlets, they want to convince us that we're all going to die right now. And if you listened to the last video, you would have heard me discuss how we're addicted to our stress. And we're addicted to that cortisol that happens when we feel like, oh God, we're about to die right now. And I don't really know where I was going with that. But what I'm saying is that if you actually drop into the body and you look around you in your present moment, your present reality, right here, right now, you're probably safe. You know, if you have the luxury of sitting here and hanging out with me, you probably aren't experiencing direct violence. And if you are, maybe stop the video and find safety, you know? But not laughing at violence, putting that out there. But something that I've had to learn throughout my life is to find safety even when everything is changing. To find safety even when the things I love leave my life, or I leave their life. which is equally hard almost. Yeah. Uh, I've got so many feelings right there, right here. And a lot of them stem from attachment. Maybe not. I like to think that our heart recognizes the truth, which is that everything goes and lives in a natural state of detachment, compassionate detachment. And it's the mind that gets fixated on, I gotta have it. It's gotta be mine forever. Forever, right? Like, this is mine? No. And the heart knows that, but the mind doesn't. So when we are faced with a opportunity to love without attachment, the mind might hold on. The mind may guilt us into feeling bad for letting go. The mind may feel deep grief and sorrow over what was lost. But ultimately, and, and just take a deep breath for this one, we can't actually lose anything because nothing was ours in the first place. You know, even this body that we are gifted is not something we own. I do not own my body. My body was gifted to my soul. Ugh, bugs in my ears. This body was gifted to me for me to experience this world. And when I say me, I'm not talking about Anna. I'm not talking about the person in front of you. I'm talking about the soul that illuminates this body. Because that soul is connected to everything. And if you're connected to everything all the time, you can't lose anything because you're always connected to it. So, this concept of loss is actually very third dimensional, very human. So it is important to acknowledge when we do feel like we have lost something. It is important to feel the grief. It's important to feel the rage. It's important to feel whatever comes up. But ultimately, we are allowed to let it go and detach from it. To love without attachment. What a divine gift that is. To be able to love something with your full presence and then let it go. As simple as a deep breath in, you love, and a deep breath out, you let it go. And it's within that space that we find peace. It's within that space that we heal. When we allow things to simply be as they are. When we're not clinging, when we're not holding on so hard. We're not white knuckling it. Let me lower you down a little bit. Cool. You just got a little shorter. It's kind of weird, huh? When we stop gripping so hard, we realize we can actually take a deep breath and that we're safe. When we come into the body and we drop out of all the gripping of the mind, we realize, oh, I'm safe. There's actually nobody around here that's trying to threaten me. There's nobody here trying to stop me. The mind may say, ooh, if people see me, they're going to judge me and then will want to shut down and stop me. But really, nobody who's walking by me is going to come and grab this camera and turn it off and stop me. You know, like that would be so ridiculous if that happened. But this is your invitation to love without attachment. Also an invitation to perhaps take a step back from any grief that you're feeling about the loss that you're experiencing in your life. You know, this is a time where a lot of us are experiencing great loss. it might not be physically, like might not be losing a person or something physical, but we're losing a sense of self, an old sense of self, because we are coming into a time where the old versions of us must go. They cannot come with us. We can't carry all this fucking baggage into the next realm if we want to be able to fly. If we want to be able to succeed. We can't carry 10 tons of weight on us if we want to go up. And that's the direction a lot of us are going. That's the direction you're going if you're tapped into me here, hanging out. We're hanging out. Don't forget it. Yeah. How can you invite more detached compassion into your life? How can you feel safety even when everything around you is on fire? I mean, it feels like it's on fire. Nothing's actually on fire though. Can you let yourself feel peace when you are surrounded in chaos? And to not feel guilty for that peace. And to recognize that that you are not causing more suffering by choosing peace. Like, you don't have to feel guilty for being at peace, even though there's so much suffering in the world. Because if you're also suffering with everybody else who's suffering, well, that just adds more to the suffering pile. But if you're at peace while everybody's suffering, at least you added to the peace pile, right? Yeah. I love you. I do. I don't know you. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what's hurting you. But I do know that I love you because ultimately, I am you. You're me. We are connected. Whether or not we like it, whether or not you like it, me and you, yeah, I like this. Um, and I hope you can allow yourself some space to breathe, to be as you are. Because you deserve that. I'm wishing you an absolutely stunning rest of your evening, your day, whatever's going on. Hope it's great. And I hope that you sleep well tonight. You know, I have a feeling that you've been waking up, tossing, turning. So I just hope that you sleep well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's take a moment for my shoes. Platform Crocs, let's go. Yeah. Right foot, I have all my sun stuff because the right side of the body is related to the sun. My Scorpio placement. And then left foot, I have it all as the moon because that's the moon channel of the body. There's a bunch of dust and dirt on them from when I went to a music festival. So it's a part of it. Enjoy.